Close SportsPulse USA Today Sports Steve Gardner tells you which players to start and which to sit heading into Week 9 of the fantasy football season. USA Today Sports asked Rutherford, and LaShawn McCoy was answering one last question, when his teammate, Buffalo Bills fullback Mike Tolbert, fresh out of the shower with a towel draped over his head, interrupted the interview. "We've got a lot of football left," said Tolbert. "No need to dip your head, that may be true, but the New York Jets dismantled Buffalo on Thursday night, 3,421, in what can only be seen as a missed opportunity. That line looks better than it was." At one point in the fourth quarter, Buffalo faced a 27-point deficit, and a pair of Bills touchdowns in the closing minutes of the made the game appear closer than it was. The Bills 53 entered holding on to the higher wildcard spot in the AFC. This was a chance not only to push further from the pack, but also keep pace in the AFC East. With the division-leading New England Patriots 62 on their bye this week, Buffalo is now one full game back. All season long, in order to snap the NFL's longest active postseason drought at 17 seasons and counting, the Bills have had a formula: protect the ball, force turnovers, run the ball and stop the opponent's rushing game. Thursday night, that blueprint buckled. Buffalo entered the game leading the NFL in turnover margin at 14. Against the Jets' 45, however, the Bills had as many giveaways, 3, as they did the rest of the year. Meanwhile, their defense had no takeaways. They had the third-best rushing defense in the NFL, 80.1 yards allowed a game. But the Jets racked up 194 yards and 3 touchdowns on 41 carries. "We just didn't wrap up," linebacker Preston Brown told USA Today Sports. "It was just bad." More USA Today Sports Week 9 NFL picks. More Bills. Richie Incognito rips NFL for ridiculous Thursday night games. And after collecting an average of 124.6 rushing yards a game, the Bills fell behind early and only managed 63 yards on the ground. "I feel like we were lackadaisical," McCoy said. "Mistakes that we haven't made in the past, we made today." Buffalo was flagged for 4 personal fouls, including 2 face mask infractions and 1 unsportsmanlike conduct on defensive end Jerry Hughes for disrespecting an official. In total, the Bills were flagged 11 times for 99 yards. "That's not being disciplined," linebacker Lorenzo Alexander told USA Today Sports. "Whether it was a personal foul, pass interference, face mask, whatever it may have been, it was a lack of discipline and attention to detail. We just have to make sure that, once those things happen, we find a way to find our way out of. Tonight we just kind of basked in the mediocrity and soaked in it the whole game. You could really feel it on the sideline, and if that wasn't bad enough, New York mauled Buffalo's offensive line, swarming quarterback Tyrod Taylor and sacking him 7 times. They didn't do anything different that surprised us. They just outplayed us," offensive guard Richie Incognito said. "They outplayed us. They outcoached us. Hats off to the Jets. They whipped our butts tonight." Not all is lost for the Bills. They have a significant test at home next week against the New Orleans Saints 52. But Buffalo has both games remaining against the division rival Miami Dolphins 43 and the Patriots, as well as a Week 12 road test against the Kansas City Chiefs 62. As ugly as the loss may have been, the positive is that it was prompted largely by self-inflicted errors. These are mistakes the Bills can fix, and some of their previous games this year prove they can play efficiently. There's plenty of time to make up ground and stay alive in the playoff hunt. But with such a difficult road ahead, this may be one defeat the Bills look back on with regret. "This is good for us, I think," McCoy said. "Some humble pie. A lot of people doubted us, then we started winning games and people pat us on the back and told us how good we are, and then you see what happened tonight. So, in the grand scheme of things, I think it's probably good for us." Follow Lorenzo Reyes on Twitter at LorenzoGarayes. Photos. Best of NFL Week 9.